So I have a sequence here, and we want to talk about first whether or not it converges, and second, if it converges, what does it converge to? Now, to do this, I'm going to use the sandwich theorem or the squeeze theorem. And what that says is if I can find two sequences that kind of bracket the sequence that I'm interested in, and if both of those two bracketing sequences both converge to the same number, then my sequence is going to converge to that number also. Okay, so the trick to using this theorem is coming up with those B sub n and C sub n, right? The two sandwiching sequences. So here's what I'm going to do, right? Let's start with this, right? The sine function, we know that's always between -1 and 1. Now, I'm going to take all three parts of this inequality and divide it by n squared. Right? And I can do that. I don't have to worry about the direction of the inequality or anything because n squared is always positive. Now, these two sequences here that I just created, the one on the outside here, 1 over n squared, that converges to 0. And this one over here, that one also converges to 0. So these are going to be the C sub n and B sub n in the theorem. Right? So if we think about kind of taking the limit of all three parts of this, right, the left hand and right hand limits, those are both 0. And the only number that is both less than or equal to 0 and greater than or equal to 0 is 0. And so that's what my sequence is converging to. So if you'd like to get the full context, you can click on the upper link here to see the corresponding lecture. And if you'd like to see another example, the link below will take you to another presentation that's a little more unusual, since that sequences formula relies on a discrete function rather than the continuous ones that are the main focus of calculus. And finally, if you like this example or found it helpful, please don't forget to click on the like button below.